welcome to this video. In this video we're gonna make our first actual game project. So let's get started. Press launch. It's gonna load up the project creation window again. And now we need to switch over to the new project tab. And this time we're gonna select a C++ template. I don't think we're gonna do a lot with C++ for a while, but it's a good practice to just include it. Select the basic code template, then ensure that the starter content is selected, and let's name this project Orbital Strike. It's gonna take a little longer this time because it says to generate the code and then compile it all. It's gonna load up Visual Studio, but we're not gonna use it anyway. So I'm just gonna close it. So here we are. This is the basic code template. It doesn't have much in it except for some chairs and a table. And when we press play, you can hear birds and we can move around. Let's get rid of those chairs, the table, the whatever that is, the other chair, and let's get rid of this floor over here. And now first of all we're gonna create a basic little floor for us to build our world on. So Control W to duplicate, and then drag this over here. Make sure to check if it's aligned properly. That looks good. And Control W again, and then drag this out. Again, check if it's aligned. Looks good. And now we can rebuild the lighting. Ignore the error. So with the lighting rebuilt, we can press play again and then immediately eject. As you can see, this our character is just this gray orb. So let's start on creating our ABM installation. So press stop. I'm going to remove this bird sound. Don't belong in a nuclear war. So let's get started. Let's drag a cube, move it up, and press R for the scaling tool. I'm gonna make it a little bigger, a little flatter, and then W for the movement tool. Drag it down a little. Now I'm gonna move a sphere in here. Make sure it's centered. Looks good. And then for the actual barrel, going to drag a cylinder right to the center. R for the scaling tools. Make it a little slimmer, a little shorter. And let's see from a distance, a little bigger. That's starting to look good. Okay, so now we just have these three basic objects in our game, and they don't do much. So we're gonna have to select them all using Shift and clicking, and then we're gonna click on the blueprint button over here. We're gonna convert the selected components to a blueprint class. So right mouse button to create a new folder. Let's call this folder ABM _ installation, and let's call the blueprint BP, no, it's not typing, BP _ ABM installation, and create blueprint. Now the reason I'm putting BP in front is so that we can easily search and find it later. Now this is a new window, and I'm going to drag it on top of the regular window. I like to keep everything together. And this is the blueprint editor. And as you can see, the 3 objects we created are moved in here separately. And we can select and rename them on the left. So let's select our base and rename it to base. And the turret itself, we can press F2 to rename. Let's call it a turret. And we can call this one barrel, F2 to rename. So now we have a basic setup. And what I want to do, I want to move this up so that the base of this is exactly in the middle. And I'll show you why. If we would drag these over to the left, I can show you that this is the exact center of the game object blueprint. And now when I go to save, as you can see, the center is now right below the turret. So if we want to make it easier for us to move the object around, we need to move these to the center so that the center is actually at the bottom, and I can just drag this on top of the floor instead of to have to manually compensate for any offset we have in the blueprint. So let's press save. Now for the next part, I want to make this movable. So when I use the rotation tool, E, right now when I rotate it, the barrel is not moving with it. So I will take the barrel, drag it on top of the turret, and now the barrel is attached to the turret. So when I rotate the turret, it will rotate the barrel accordingly. So we have created a basic setup for our ABM installation, and in the next video we're gonna really attach behavior and make it so that well, when we move our mouse, it's gonna move as well. See you next time.